In this module, we will discuss love that demands creation, and we'll try to do it before my Brussels sprouts are done. If you hear the toaster oven go off, that means I've failed. And welcome back to Plato for Girls, the series where I, Emily, a translator of Plato and someone seeking to become an embodied Platonist, share with you the relevant life lessons I've learned from reading Plato. Because there are a lot of them, more than you'd think. I don't think a lot of people know this, but the whole basis of ancient Greek philosophy, which is Plato's philosophy, basically, is love that demands creation, both in the practice of his project and in the ideas that he writes about. The idea of love that demands creation is at the core of Plato's dialogue, The Symposium, when Diotima, the teacher of Socrates, according to the speech, describes how some people are pregnant in soul, which means that they have an idea. And the way you bring this idea into the world is by giving birth in beauty. And beauty is the object of love or desire or eros. And now if this sounds a little opaque, what this looks like in practice, for example, is that Homer, the poet, was at one point pregnant in soul with his poems. But then when he was in the presence of beauty, which could be a beautiful person, his soul was given the conditions to give birth in beauty to these poems. So in a way, it's similar to our concept of artist and muse. But what Plato's describing contains way more than just art in what we think of. To Plato, there's beauty in things like math, in things like, that's my Brussels sprouts. I failed. I was too slow. Anyway, things like math, or things like government, or things like philosophy, of course. Things that provide order, things that help people. These are all beautiful. Just as beautiful or more beautiful than things like poetry. And that's one part of it. But I also said that Plato's entire project is to do with love that demands creation. Because, of course, Plato's philosophical project was inspired by Socrates, who he loved more than anything. And I know he loved Socrates more than anything because he could not write a single page without putting Socrates on it. His whole life's work was devoted to not just sharing his own philosophical ideas, but immortalizing Socrates. And the immensity of the love is shown by how incredibly productive he was in his work to immortalize it. And this is the takeaway for the girls of today, which is that if you think you are in love with someone and you are creatively blocked in whatever way is meaningful to you, that is not love that demands creation. That is anti-Platonic, and we don't want stuff to be anti-Platonic. But seriously ask and honestly answer if you are trying to give birth in ugliness instead of beauty. Because remember, if you love enough and find that sort of beauty, you too could found Western philosophy, essentially, according to Plato. And follow for more Plato for Girls. I get to go eat Brussels sprouts now.